You know, there was a little movie that came out a long time ago, you know, when the Conan movies were still in vogue and things like that, that Arnold Schwarzenegger himself was in, called Red Sonja. It was, of course, a comic book adaptation as well. And Red Sonja had, what was Stallone's?
Brigitte Nielsen, that amazing thespian.
Amazonian goddess.
Beverly Hills Cop 2.
So Redhead. She was Red Sonja. Not as good as the Conan movies, but we all remember Red Sonja. So fast forward a couple of decades. At Comic-Con, Robert Rodriguez announces that he's doing a Red Sonja, and it was going to star, at the time, his girlfriend,
Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan was going to be the star of it.
That's the first person that comes to mind when I think of Red Sonja.
I mean, she seemed like a good fit.
Mm-hmm.
And
that cover art, the poster.
They even went so far as to make posters for it and everything like that, right? But then quiet, done. And then that's not going to happen. Then we heard a little while ago that they were in fact doing it again, and they were going to try Red Sonja again. And this time they're going to get the girl who played the girl who played Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Hannah John-Kamen, was going to play the role. And that's great. But then we don't hear about anything, and now we have heard they're gone. The director and Hannah John-Kamen have left the project. This comes to us from the folks over at CBR who wrote the following. Ant-Man and the Wasp star Hannah John-Kamen has just reportedly dropped out of the upcoming Red Sonja adaptation. John-Kamen, who was set to play Red Sonja herself, recently exited the production along with its director, Joel Soloway, reports the Illuminati. No reason was given for the pair's departure, but it's understood that Altered Carbon veteran MJ Bassett is ready to set to step in to replace Soloway. So, yeah, I mean, the last time I remember hearing, Rob, I don't know if you remember this, but the last time I remember hearing that a director and actor at the same time walked out of a project, the last time I remember that happening was Jason Momoa walking from the Crow reboot. He was like the 7th guy they had cast to play the Crow, and it was going to be Jason Momoa, and I can't remember if they were on like their 5th director, so they had the director and Jason Momoa, and that one looked like it was getting some steam. And then out of nowhere, the director and Jason Momoa both walked at the same time. You don't often hear that. I can't remember any other situation like that off the top of my head. So with this, I can't help but wonder, is this a situation where like she was the director's choice, and the moment the director wasn't going to be there anymore, the role wasn't going to be hers anymore? Was there something bigger behind the scenes that caused, you know, two of the main two players in this production coming up walking off? I mean, all we can do is speculate at this time, but, you know, Aaron, before the show started and we started talking about this, I mean, what a nightmare this has been. This whole production has been going all the way back to the Rod Rodriguez thing. Anyway, Rob, you hear about this. I have my doubts this project's ever going to happen. I mean, they're already saying they've got the Altered Carbon guy attached, but I'm having my doubts. It's been so many years they've tried to get this going. I'm not even sure there's a hunger for this project. You hear about this. What do you think?
Well, you know, there was also a Red Sonja project that Bryan Singer was going to direct that Ashley Edward Miller, who created Dota, Dragon's Blood, who was in your documentary,
right?
He wrote.
And that one turned into the Robert Rodriguez one, didn't it?
No, that came after.
Oh, that came after. Okay.
Yeah, and that was obviously scuttled for various reasons. But, you know, I wonder, John, like I'm a fan of classic fantasy, you know, Robert E. Howard or Edgar Rice Burroughs, or, you know, I like all that stuff. But in a world where we have Witcher and where we have Lord of the Rings and where we have Wheel of Time, is a Red Sonja movie a little maybe a throwback? I don't know. I mean, it could always be done well. But I think that the enthusiasm for this project is probably part of the problem, because they hire these people and they don't pull the trigger. How long does it take to write a script? I mean, this project's been in development longer than The Flash or Black Adam.
It has.
Like, I know, and it's just look, you know me. I want to see anything get made and made well. I hope that everything is good, and I love high fantasy, and this is all obviously based in. This is a character that's been around for decades, and if it was cool, awesome, and a great female kick-ass character, always a good thing, especially if she's a redhead, like Red Sonja should be, then I'm in. but clearly the enthusiasm has waned a bit somewhere along the line. I just don't know.
You bring up an interesting point about the fact that we are in an era right now where fantasy is making a huge resurgence. You know,
Huge.
of course, Wheel of Time, His Dark Materials. We got a Lord of the Rings series coming to that. Well, The Witcher is out there. You could also wonder, like, would that almost deter a studio from trying to do something like Red Sonja, considering there's so much else that's there right now? And this is a property that, let's face it, not a lot. I don't think a very high percentage of the people watching this show right now have seen the original Red Sonja. Have seen the movie
Or read the Marvel comics.
Definitely have not read the comics. By the way, I'm going to put up a poll on that in here in a second. But anyway, you hear about this, Aaron. Have you ever been a part of a project where, like, the director and the star walked at the same time or anything like that? I'm sure, like, directors come and go, actors come and go. That happens, but at the same time. And do you think this is a project that'll ever actually get the wheels off the ground?
Well, it does remind me of, so The Walking Dead, was created by Frank Darabont, and he was removed from The Walking Dead. Depends on who you talk to. There's a different story. But Jeffrey DeMunn, who was one of the stars of the show, he had worked with Frank Darabont on numerous projects, and he said, listen, like, this is Frank Darabont's show. You're not going to just oust the guy who created the show, who's also, a prolific writer and someone really respected in this business. And so he walked as a show of solidarity with Frank Darabont. So that's the only thing that comes to mind for me. I can't think of any experiences that I've had where I've seen it happen. But yeah, I mean, there's a number of things that could have happened. Perhaps if, she was the director's choice and kind of saw the writing on the wall of, hey, whoever they're going to bring in next, I'm not necessarily guaranteed to have this role because this person was my champion. I can see that. Or it could just point to what is probably the bigger issue, is that there's just some problems with this. I mean, I don't know if there's a script. Was there a script with the Robert Rodriguez and Rose McGowan version? I don't know. I never heard about a script. I mean, I haven't heard about a script that's been circulating. And I think that, again, story is always my, the thing that I go back to is if there were a script that was a great script, every actress in Hollywood would be clamoring to do this, regardless of the director, and pretty much every director would be clamoring. And as far as the studio saying, no, there's too much out there that's already in the world of sci-fi and fantasy. Studios are not necessarily known for saying, hey, that's really popular right now. We should probably not go there in that direction. They sort of seem to want to beat an idea to death. If it's making money, they just want to make more money and more money until nobody wants to watch it anymore. I can see Red Sonja being a great series. So instead of trying to push a feature that clearly is not going to happen and I don't think has a script, why not just develop into a series? I think that would be a great idea for one of these streaming platforms.
Yeah.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The director and the star for Red Sonja have both left at the same time. Do you think this is a project that'll ever get off the ground? By the way, I put that up as a poll for you guys and the live viewers. We got a little over 500 votes, and 76% of you don't think this movie is ever actually going to happen. 25% of you think they will. What do you guys think about this? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, the good folks at Manscaped. I was in the shower the other day and I looked down and I thought, my goodness, the boys look fantastic. Dr. Jack Hammer, the amazing Mr. Fantastical, have never looked or felt better, and that is in part due to our friends at Manscaped. Because our friends at Manscaped are the global leaders in below-the-waist hygiene and are turning men's shower dreams into their favorite routine with the all-new Ultra Premium Collection. This all-in-one hygiene skin and hair bundle is designed to upgrade the everyday man's shower routine from head to toe. Your skin, hair, and balls deserve the best, my friends. You start off using the cologne-infused ultra-premium body wash with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean and moisturized all day. Then boom, it's time to take care of your hair. Simply apply the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner that cleanses and nourishes your hair all in one step. Then once you dry yourself off and hop out of the shower, it's time to protect yourself from body odor by applying the Manscaped aluminum-free deodorant. And do you have tattoos or any dry skin? A lot of us do. It's time to hit your skin with the hydrating body moisturizer spray. Cap it all off by applying some Manscaped lip balm. And then last but not least, we're moving on to the Lawnmower 4.0 electric trimmer to clean off any unwanted body hair. So guys, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Campea, that's C-A-M-P-E-A, at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Campea at manscaped.com.